Hello and welcome to the first video blog for Crest Investigations. We're based here in Northwich in Cheshire, in the northwest of England. Even though we're based here, we cover mainly the region of the northwest, North Wales, though we can cover nationally and even internationally through our network partners. My name's Sean Giblin. I'm the lead investigator and principal here at Crest Investigations. Just a little bit of background about myself. I'm an ex-police officer, which in my humble opinion make the best investigators, but some people may disagree. Yes, at Greater Manchester Police I worked in many different roles: uniformed, non-uniformed, investigative, various different types of roles, and latterly so at the end of my career I had worked in many different plainclothes proactive units, mainly dealing with drugs, robbery, serious crime, etc. Now, the main reason for this video blog is basically as an introduction, just to introduce Crest Investigations to people in the vicinity, in the areas of Northwich, Cheshire and the Northwest particularly. Just a means of saying hello, and here we are. But I'll give you a little flavour of some of the things that we can and can't do. Obviously I'll be following this video up with a few other more in-depth blogs to do with individual cases, and individual aspects of the things that we can do for you. Obviously, there are mainly two aspects to our work. One is for the public and one is for commercial or legal entities, particularly firms of solicitors and such like. Now obviously, as a private investigator, it's almost limited with regards to, unlimited should I say, with regards to the type of work and things that we can and can't do, from the extremely simple and almost mundane to the very complex and very complicated extensive inquiries, which can sometimes lead to criminal cases, civil litigation, etc, etc. Now, the vast majority of people don't, or in their lifetime generally won't come across a requirement for the services of private investigators. But if you find yourself in that position whereby you could do with some help, we will basically say that from your initial phone call to us here at Crest Investigations, all the way through to any personal liaisons, to the end product, you're going to get the best that money can buy. Now, just whilst I'm on the subject of money, a lot of people, particularly private individuals as opposed to companies, because companies can swallow costs a lot easier, or should I say they can afford it a bit better generally than most people in the public can. You may be thinking, I can't afford the services of a solicitor, private investigators. It's going to cost me a lot of money. Now that can be the case. It depends exactly on what it is you want to be done, what situation you're in, and exactly what services you require. To that extent, here at Crest Investigations, we could, I suppose you would say that we are different to many other investigation companies in the locality, in so much that we're not driven at all by profits. The thing that drives me in particular is just being the best that I can be, to do the best job that I possibly can for my customers, be they members of the public or commercial entities, solicitors, etc. In fact, I am totally, or virtually totally, driven by the desire to do the best job I can in the most efficient way for people, so that they can recommend me to other people, and so it goes, on it goes. I'm just going to give you, as a member of the public, an indication of what charges you should or shouldn't be expecting from a private investigator. Now obviously there are good and bad in every level of life, every type of business that you may approach, every service that you're giving. There are people who can and there are people that can't do what you want them to do. Some people who are trained, some people who aren't. Here at Crest Investigations, you're going to be treated in the most professional manner that we possibly can. We're members of, or should I say I am a member of the ABI, which is the Association of British Investigators. Now there are many, well, a few different affiliated associations involved with private investigation work, or the private investigation industry in this country. I would suggest that the ABI is possibly the highest profile and best thought of. Now I might be wrong in saying that, but that's my opinion. With membership of the ABI comes certain membership benefits. I have access to a very large network of professional people, all of whom have been vetted and trained to minimum standards, of which a lot of other people in this industry who are not trained can offer. To become a member of the ABI, you have to be quite extensively vetted. You have to reach certain standards with regards to minimum training levels, of which currently the BTEC level 3 diploma seems to be the accepted level. Here at Crest we have levels of insurance for the work that we do, just in case anything should ever go wrong and you find yourself being in a position whereby you could end up losing money as a result of the legal work that's been done for you. Not everybody carries this insurance, but here at Crest Investigations we do, as do all members of the ABI. Just whilst I'm on the subject of the ABI, to be a member of the ABI you have to be registered with the Information Commissioner's Office. You have to be fully legally compliant and trained and registered with regards to the Data Protection Act, so that you can handle levels of data that will come into your possession. In other words, you have to prove that you are a correct and right-minded and honest in all your dealings, essentially, with every aspect of your work. Getting back to cost, as a member of the public who may or may not have access to large amounts of money, you may be thinking, I can't afford the services of a private investigator, it's going to be too expensive. As I said before, that can be the case, but what you will find when you speak to me particularly is I will, from the outset, give you a good indication as to what is required in order to obtain the results that you're looking for. That will include an estimate of the costs. Now, you may approach somebody like myself to do investigation work for you. Your case may be very simple, it may be very complex. It might start out relatively simple, but it could mushroom into something else. That's the one thing you will get here at Crest Investigations. You will be given constant communication and updates. You will not be hit by any excessive or sudden bills that you weren't expecting. You'll be kept in the loop, so to speak, all the way through our dealings with you. A lot of investigation work is desk investigations, i.e. computer work in the main, telephone, etc, etc. If we can get away with doing relatively simple investigations for you, obviously that will keep your costs down. If the level of investigation that's required involves more man hours, more physical deployment of people, particularly with regards to surveillance and such like. Obviously that's going to severely affect the amount of money that your bill will come to. As I say, that will be explained to you initially and on an ongoing basis. To give you an idea, per hour for desk-bound, simple, computer-enabled investigations, you're looking at around about £28 per hour. Now the problem you've got there, and I certainly know that this has been the case in the past, and possibly present also with people who are in the industry who are a little unscrupulous, shall we say, they will bill you for hours of work that they have not done. You will not get that with Crest Investigations. You will find in every dealing with us that we are incredibly open, honest, in everything that we say and do. If we say we will do something, we will do it. If we can't do it, we will tell you from the outset. There will be nothing made up. There will be no increased bills for the hell of it. We don't do that. Our aim is to provide the best service that we can to our clients in the most cost-effective way that we can do it. We're not driven by money, which if you speak to anybody that's had any dealings with us before, and me personally, you'll know that that is the case. Some of the services that we require, obviously I will go into further depth as and when in the future with regards to individual cases and some of the things that we can do. This is meant basically as an introductory video blog, so we'll keep it to that. But some of the main services that we'll provide, obviously all aspects of criminal work and civil work. We cover such aspects as theft and fraud, be that in the workplace or personal. Process serving, which seems to be part of the course for most private investigators these days, though not all provide this service. For those that don't know what process serving is, that is essentially the deliverance of legal paperwork which is required for mainly court purposes, family court, debt recovery, such like. Mainly from firms of solicitors or insurance companies who have instigated or find themselves in courts of law with regards to civil cases, divorce courts for private individuals, like I say, family courts with regards to children, custody issues, debt recovery for individuals and also for companies, asset tracing. I'll give you an example. If you are a couple who are divorcing or are in the throes of separation, you first of all may want to know, before you spend large amounts of money going down the legal route and employing solicitors and lawyers to recover what you possibly can from the situation, you may wish to employ the services of an investigator to do some financial checks on your partner or ex-partner to see whether A, they are worth anything essentially, whether they're worth more than they have told you that they are or were, whether they're hiding assets, whether they've sold any on, whether they have bank accounts, etc., etc., and what their net worth is. Is it worth pursuing the legal avenues that may be open to you or not from an early outset? By employing the services of somebody here at Crest Investigations, we can tell you whether that's going to be worth pursuing or not. There are other things that we, obviously, there are hundreds of things that private investigators can do for the individual and for businesses alike. Relationship infidelity is one that most people seem to think of with regards to cheating husbands, wives, partners, even business partners. A lot of our work involves surveillance of various types, be it through the use of vehicle trackers deployed on a daily or weekly or even monthly basis to build up a picture of where a person is going, who they're seeing and what they're doing. Now that can be coupled with an escalation in the level of surveillance. Now that may involve what's called directed surveillance on an individual or individuals, usually to obtain video or pictorial evidence of who they're associating with, or where they're going, what they're doing, things that they're engaging with. Obviously that can be done by most private investigators. Not all are very good at it. We at Crest here are very good at it. Having basically been trained to certain levels within the police, I am very technically minded, and that can mean the difference between successfully obtaining evidential photography and videography from surveillance, which is of a sufficient legal level for court. Not everybody can do that. It's not as simple as just following somebody and directing the camera at them and pressing a button and hoping for the best. Courts will only accept certain levels of evidence presented in certain ways on certain media, etc., etc. All of these aspects are something that we here at Crest Investigations are highly trained in. Employment issues are something else that you may or may not require the services of a private investigator for, be it on behalf of an employee or on behalf of the employer, be it a company or a sole trader or whatever you are. You may be, as an individual, finding yourself in dire straits as a result of unscrupulous employers who wish to essentially dispose of your services as an employee in an underhanded fashion. Now, there are certain things that we can do to bolster your case with regards to unfair dismissal, constructive dismissal, etc., etc. We can accompany you in any discipline procedure, if you like, with regards to looking after your rights as an individual. We can do the flip side to that for businesses, employers. If you have employees who are basically, shall we say, doing less than their minimum requirements, or they're on the sick too often, or they're stealing from you, whatever. Brand theft is another thing that we come across with regards to business entities. These are all things that we at Crest Investigations can assist you with, and we may be able to do so in a much more cost-effective manner than you're actually aware of, because a lot of people seem to think that employing the services of a private investigator is going to cost you a fortune. That's not the case. From the outset, you'll be told by Crest Investigations what your particular level of investigation is going to involve, an approximate value of the costs, and what the work that we will do for you will entail. This will be on a rolling basis, and there will be nothing done without your say-so, particularly with regards to cost evaluations and with regards to the ethical stuff that we do with regards to alerting or the non-alerting of third parties. Okay, I've gone on a little bit there, and perhaps I shouldn't have gone on so much, but there are certain things that we will come back to in future videos, but that just leaves me to basically say, well, here we are, Crest Investigations, based here in Northwich in Cheshire. If you find yourselves needing the services of good quality, cost-effective, honest and hungry investigators. Phone number which is with me on a 24 hours a day, 7 days a week basis is 079 259 25977. You can also obviously drop us an email or visit us on our website, which is www.crest-investigations.co.uk. If you want to leave an email, you can drop me a line at admin@crest-investigations.co.uk, and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. So there we have it. If you feel that you need the services of a private investigator in the particularly the Northwest region, Cheshire, excuse me, Cheshire, Manchester areas, we cover Liverpool, North Wales, Lancashire, excuse me, all sorts of areas, give us a call. A conversation costs you nothing, or very, very little, depending on what phone tariff you're on. You will find me particularly easy to speak to. I don't mind, in fact I encourage you to give me a ring. Well, whatever issues you've got of a legal nature, or even a non-legal nature for which you just could do with some advice. If I can help you, I'll help you. It may not cost you a penny. I would rather people be in touch with me and get to the bottom of their issues with the most cost-efficient way that they possibly can. That may mean me giving you free advice. I don't mind that at all. If there's something that you contact me with that is beyond the realms of things that I can personally do, I will tell you that. I will not take on work that I can't do. You'll be treated in the most fair-minded manner that you could be. So, on that note, it just leaves me to say goodbye for now, and if you need the services of a PI in the near future, please drop us a line. I'm Sean Gillen. Until next time, I'll see you. Bye-bye.